Oh, good afternoon, friends of the cloth, and today we mean the sailcloth. Today we're gonna whip lines, which means we're gonna wrap some small stuff around it in special ways to keep it from fraying. This line has already been whipped one of the cheesy ways, which is you take a hot knife and you cut it. This yacht braid, by doing that you melt the core with the outside and it keeps it from unraveling for a little while. Kind of looks bad. The other way, the cheesiest way, of course, is with tape. That doesn't last very long. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off some small stuff here. This is waxed stuff, and figure that ought to be about enough. Take our handy-dandy rigging knife, cut it. Got a sailmaker's needle here. I'm going to flatten down the end of this waxed small stuff so it will go through the eye. Next thing we're going to do is take this line, run the needle and thread straight through. That's good. And we're going to put the top up there like that. We're going to wrap it around, and we want to do it really tight so that it won't make the line larger in diameter. All right, the captain's got one that needs whipping, and we will. Yeah, you can see this is a good example of what happens if it's not whipped one way or the other, or if the hot knife melting part fails. The core separates from the outside, and you have what Captain tells me is called a what is it called? An Irish pendant. Irish pendant. I thought that was a special thing, but Ralph said no, that's slang for sloppy. Go, wrapping it around, and you want the whip to be about, as long as the diameter of the line that you're whipping. So we're getting pretty close. Run it up a little bit more. Should have started a little higher. I think we're going to be okay. Then we're going to use a nautical device called a clothespin to keep it stuck there. Arlene got a kick out of that. Yeah. And at this point, this other end that's already through the needle, we're going to put it through. Let's see if you can see that. We're putting it through there. Because you do this, the way you do it, you don't tie any knots. Everything goes through. Oops, almost lost our eye there. Okay. And our clothespin working. what we're doing with this one, we've run it through. Now we're going to run it down underneath the wraps that we've already made. Let's see if they're, yeah. And pull it through. That way it's gone through sideways and then down under the wraps so that we can cut it off, and that end won't, it won't come out. We don't have to tie a knot. We just pull it through like that. It's going to be secure, and we'll cut that off. Clothespin out of the way. Cut that off. And now we're going to deal with the other end. Got to rethread it. Back over in the field of view here. Oh, wake! They taught me that when you're on the deck and there's a wake coming, you shout wake to let the people down below who are cooking or whatever know to watch out. So we've got that, and we've got to tighten up our wraps a little bit. We're going to run this one straight through. We're going to use our sailmaker's palm. Ordinarily it works like this, and you put it on. You see, you can run a needle through, but we're not really sewing sails, so I just set it up as a way to punch this through more easily. Okay. Now what we're going to do next is run it over the wraps to keep them tight and in place. See how we're doing that? To the other side. See, that makes a nice little holder. It keeps them from separating. And we do the same thing on the other side. Use the palm to press it through. Okay. And then we're going to come over here. We'll do 4 of them. So one at each quadrant. Run it through so we can get a nice tight start. Then we will put it down there. See how that makes a nice keeper for it. And we've got one more to go. I suspect there are other and better ways of doing this, and I may be doing some of it wrong. I kind of consulted a little guide, but I've done this before back in the old days of '78 when I had a boat. And we're going to pull it through. Okay. So now we've got it all wrapped. We've got it all wrapped. We've got all those nice keeper things there. Now what we want to do is dispose of this thing. And what we want to do is we will run it down through under the wraps. Gone on through too far. I want it to come out right where the wraps finish. Shooting for. far in there. No, having a little trouble with it. Don't want that. There we go. There we go. You see that, how it came out just right there. Okay, so it's all through, and then we can cut it off with the rigging knife. And there it is, you can see, a nicely whipped line with the extra keepers. This is called as opposed to an ordinary whip where you just wrap it around and have a loop and whip the line through. And you can whip the line without making any knots, but you don't have these little four ridges that sort of keep it together. So this is supposedly will last a longer time. And we're done. Thanks for putting up with us. We'll see you later.